Hey there, everybody. This is Ed, and welcome back to another edition of Bagel and Booze, and Merry Christmas. We got an off-cycle beer review. It is a Christmas miracle. Who would have thought? I definitely wouldn't have. But we got another holiday brew review for Decem-beer, and I don't know, I guess I'm throwing this one out there because of the beer title. You'll see when we bring it up. Another one that is out of our beer pack that we found for our Christmas holiday beer pack. And I don't know, I guess the Christmas spirit moved me and brought me to give us another review. Before we get into it, make sure you're clicking on that subscribe button to stay up to date with the latest beer reviews. Who knows, maybe you get a few. But with that, let's get into it. What beer is it that led us to do a review here on Christmas Eve? Well, we'll just bring up the Beercam, and like I said, it's coming out of the Hardywood GBS Holiday Pack that we cracked open to kick off our reviews after a long time gone, and this is their Christmas Morning, which is an Imperial Milk Stout. Again, as we brought up before, they had a couple different flavors that are in. They had their standard gingerbread stout, and then they had other ones mixed in with marshmallow, peppermint, which we reviewed, and then there's this one which is flavored in with Blanchard's Coffee Company, which is out of Richmond, Virginia, which is where Hardywood Park is based out of, and this one clocks in at a 9.2% ABV. Pretty hefty stout, in my opinion. It is going to have a flavor profile of honey, vanilla, gingerbread, cinnamon, and obviously coffee that's in there. So this is why we're doing it for Christmas Eve, because it's Christmas morning. So I don't know, I'm in the giving spirit. That, bored, or whatever, I have no idea. But let's go ahead, get this poured out, give it the sniff test, taste test, and find out if it will chug.
I drink and I know things.
So we got this one all poured out, and as you can see, it sets up pretty darn nice. Just like when we the other one out of Hardywood, it's got a good, nice, solid head that's on there. This one is nice, more deep amber tan. Of anything, more cream, dark cream flavored coloring. Got it. I'm tasting colors at this point. But it is a good, solid, dark beer that we've got set up on here, as you can see, as it shows on the cam. It is very thick, dark color, which I would expect. And it just lines up with what we did for the previous review for the style and coloring of everything. We'll give it the sniff test. And right off of the bat, I do get a good coffee flavor that's coming through, subtle roastedness that's there, not too burny tasting. God, why am I trying to taste flavors or that I could smell? I don't know, it is what it is. But like I said, it's got a good coffee flavoring that's coming through. It's not super overpowering. I'm not getting any, more of the coffee that's there. Getting a slight sweetness. I'm going to attribute that's probably out to the vanilla. Yeah, definitely more of the coffee that's coming through off of that than anything else of the other flavors that were listed inside of the profile for this one. So we'll see how it sets up off of the initial taste test. So yeah, that is a very robust flavor profile that's coming through. It is not overpowering, just like with their peppermint. The coffee is very well balanced inside of there. It is prevalent, but is not too flavor forward, which is good. Not really getting much of the other flavors that are in there of the ginger and the honey. I guess that's more of a kind of a sweetness that you'll get out of it more than a flavor profile that would be on there. But the vanilla, there's a slight touch of it. as we take another swig of it. Yeah, there's definitely the coffee that is coming through off on this one. And yeah, it's actually pretty darn good. The coffee sets up very well on it. It's not too over the top. It's definitely not getting lost in anything. Not really finding too much wrong with this one. If anything, I guess maybe I would like a kind of a nice, a slightly other balance off of the coffee, but for what they're doing, they're not trying to do that. It is just straight up, it's that gingerbread stout mixed in with bounced off with coffee. The other one was peppermint and marshmallow as I go back to it. With this one, I think this one we will give it a 5 off of this one. It is nice. I was thinking about dinging it down because, as I said, I want kind of a different kind of flavor to go along with the coffee, but I'm going to rate this one for what it is and not what I want, because, it's not trying to do anything else. It is their gingerbread stout with the coffee addition to it. And for what they're doing with this one is a real good one. The coffee is there. It's not overpowered. There's not a burning to it. There's not a bitterness off of it. It is a very smooth blend that comes through, bounces out with everything else, and there's not one real flavor that's really over dominating on anything with this. So with that, I guess we'll go ahead and get this thing topped off, and we'll go ahead and find out if it's gonna chug. So we got everything all topped off, and we're ready to find out if this is going to chug. So we got everything all set here. The glass is not quite to the top, but we got what we got left out of the Christmas morning. So it's good enough in here for our purposes of if it's going to chug. It's not a little sip. We obviously want a little bit in there, but it is what it is. It's what I got, and it's what we're working with. So we're going to find out if this is chuggable. We'll see if we've met our match here on Christmas, or it's a Christmas miracle and we chug it. But not really, because I've chugged many a beer on here with success, so it would not be a Christmas miracle. It'd be a Christmas miracle if I do not chug it. So let's find out. Bottoms up. I had to take a little second dip in there, but it is chuggable. We have a tiny little swig at the very bottom of this. I'm going to attribute it out to the shape of the glass. It is, I have come to find, because it's the second one that we've done this month of trying to chug in this type of glass, and these do not lend themselves well to chugging. On a chuggable rating, they would get a 2. Yeah, it will chug. The coffee definitely kind of intensified off of that. It did not get too overpowering. It definitely was very prevalent, especially in the last bit. The scent profile, because again of how the glass is shaped, and kind of traps some of the stuff, in my opinion, versus a straight pint glass. It definitely kind of intensified on there towards the end. Thought I was going to have a little bit of difficulty. Again, I'm going to blame the glass versus the beer, but all in all, it is a chuggable beer. All in all, it definitely, much like the peppermint, we enjoyed that. This one, the coffee, we definitely enjoyed. I'm looking forward to trying out the original gingerbread stout, which surprisingly I have not yet tried. I'm obviously drinking the other stuff before we drink the original. And the marshmallow one is very intriguing. We'll see how that bounces off to have that marshmallow flavor that comes into play with the other ones. And if it matches up with the coffee and the peppermint, I don't think I'm going to be disappointed off with that selection as well. So all in all, this pack, was a good selection. Hopefully you can find it out there. I highly recommend it. There really is not, granted, we've done 2 out of there, and I'm expecting the 3rd and the 4th to fit right in line. There's not really been a bad beer that has been out of there. Again, we've only hit 50% of it, but hey, 50%, and they've both been pretty good. And we're going to probably trend in the correct direction for the last 2 with that. So, but in this beer, we're not reviewing another one. We're reviewing this one. Good, solid beer. Pleasantly surprised. Like I said, not super overbearing on any of the coffee that comes through. It was very well balanced. It's kind of a nice smooth blend that's in there. No real bitterness, no real kind of nastiness that's off of that. So it set up very well. It's a good drinking beer, good sipping beer, as I also proved on. It's a good chugging beer. Although I probably wouldn't recommend chugging it this way. I definitely would recommend sipping and drinking normally. But as far as a holiday brew, it definitely is well in there. I wouldn't really call it out special for a holiday brew because, it is a coffee stout. Actually, it's a milk stout with coffee. But, it is what it is. It's got the holiday name, Christmas name, and, it's a good beer. I don't know what else to say on it. So with that, this is done. I'm done. We're done. And I thank you again for tuning in for another edition of Bagel and Booze. Merry Christmas and whatever other holiday you may celebrate out there. And I thank you again for tuning in, and we'll catch you later. Thanks all.